So for our program today, we have Michaela and Soren as our narrators, and joining us we have Amity playing our Grinch, and we have Piper and Hermione, Maeve and Lyra, Neil, and then we have Hannah helping us out down here, and Kristi and I have been working really hard and having a great time with your kids. So we hope you guys enjoy How the Grinch Found Christ in Christmas.
I'll read our little introduction here. So this little introduction is also in your programs, but figured I'd read it out loud. All right, so our program is called How the Grinch Found the Christ in Christmas, a little spin off of what you may have come to know and love. The Grinch that we've all grown up knowing at first speaks honestly to the Christmas greed growing. He does his foul deeds when he comes down from his lair, then overhears two Who children saying their prayers. They pray for that Grinch despite his mean trick, but he will not have it. Their compassion just doesn't stick. Then over the top of Mount Crumpet he hears singing when he expects to hear cries of tears. The Who's sing out for all to hear it. His nasty trick couldn't crush their Christmas spirit. With his heart enlightened, he finally sees the true meaning of Christmas isn't gifts and trees. The Grinch and the Who's celebrate Christ being born together in God's love on a bright Christmas morn. Now, some of our pieces that we're going to sing in our program involve you all as well, and I will cue you in to sing loud and clear. Yes? All right. Ready?
Every down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. He didn't know God loved him. That the whole reason he thought Christians were screwed on. Weren't screwed on just right.
God doesn't love me and God doesn't care. Hypocritical Christians keep their hands in the air, worshiping Jesus who doesn't exist. It's just an excuse to buy shiny new gifts.
I think the real reason is, the one most of all, was the Grinch heart was 2 sizes too small. Broken and battered as years gone by, with some thinking that Jesus was all just a lie. But whatever the reason, the presents or rust stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's starting down from his cave with a sour, Grinchy frown at the warm, lighted windows below their town. Before they knew, every Who down in Whoville beneath the busy, now hanging the mistletoe leaf.
And they're setting out presents.
And with this singing. Wait.
Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here.
When he growled with his creaky fingers nervously drumming.
I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow, he knew all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then all the noise. That's the one thing he hated, the noise. them to a feast. And they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, 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 and they'd feast on who putty and who roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they do something he liked least of all. Every who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together, of church bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and their whoos would start singing. They'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, sing, sing. Oh, how lovely is the evening, is the evening, when the Christmas bells are ringing, ding dong, ding dong. How lovely is the evening, is the evening, when the Christmas bells are ringing, ding dong, ding. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas Sing, the more the Grinch thought.
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming, but how?
Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what I'll do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat and made a quick Santa Claus hat and coat. And he chuckled and clucked.
What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I'll look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer.
The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said.
Then, if I can't find the reindeer, I'll make one instead.
So he called his dog Max, and he took some red thread and tied a big horn on top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched it up to old Max.
Giddy up, Max. Pull the sleigh on down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town.
All their windows were dark, quiet, snow filled the air. All whose were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square,
This is house number 1.
the old Grinchy claws hissed and climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. When he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once, or a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace, flew where the little blue stockings all hung in a row.
These stockings are the first things to go. These people say they're Christian, they say that they're tried. Then why do they argue, steal, blaspheme, and lie? They do what they want every Saturday night, then they wake up on Sunday and think they're all right. The season right here is a perfect example of how greedy they are. Just look at this sample.
And he slithered and slunked with a most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present, pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums, and he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney. When he slung to the icebox, he took the Who feast, he took the Who pudding, he took the roast beef. He cleaned out the icebox and squished it up fast. Why, the Grinch even took their last can of Who hash.
I have stuffed all the food up the chimney, yippee, and now it is time to stuff up the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and started to shove when he heard a small sound like a coo of a dove. He turned around fast and noticed a pair of little who should not have been there.
What's going on here? They should be snoozing. It's Christmas Eve. This is so confusing. I'll creep a bit closer and see what they're doing.
but the Grinch couldn't believe the sight he was viewing. The two little girls were kneeling by their beds. A vision of sugar plums weren't in their heads. Instant, they were praying. They were praying, oh dear, I'll just blink my eyes and it'll all disappear. Little kids are not thankful, they're full of disgrace. Oh well, while I'm here, I'll just grab that vase. But he paused as he heard one little girl squeak and listened for a voice quiet and weak.
And one more thing, Jesus, we've already prayed. Thank you for all the great things that you've made. We thank you for dying and being our Savior and ask that you forgive our misbehaviors. But if we may, we have one more request. It's the Grinch, dear vote. I'm sure you have guessed.
Some people say he's no good. He's mean, mischief maker. He's a villain, a scoundrel, a deadbeat, a taker.
And the others say that he doesn't know you, Lord. But some say he used to believe, but then grew bored.
Or maybe he's confused and doesn't understand your grace, your compassion, your mercy. So grant, help his eyes to be opened, his spirit to go, so that he may have the same love that we already know.
The Grinch paused for a moment and caught a deep voice.
So this Grinch has a choice?
The Who girls looked around, but they didn't see anyone. So that meant Grinchy Claus decided to have some fun.
Don't look around, I'm up here, it's me, God. I've been listening to you talk as you pull a new prod. The Grinch's business is his own, as is yours. Can't you see? And if you're praying for more presents, you're barking up the wrong tree.
The tiny blue daughters were unsure what they should say, so they quickly said, Amen. They jumped into bed. The Grinch looked around with a smirk on his face and started to make his way out of the place. The last thing he took was a log on the fire. When he went up the chimney, himself, the old lady on their walls, and left nothing but hooks and some wire and a speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. When he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses.
Nothing good here outside this old construction. There's nothing good here outside this old construction.
The Grinch strolled past the front lawn of the Pilgrim Church looking for goodies. He began to search.
There's nothing good here outside this old construction.
He scanned the front porch and began his abduction. For the flowers and the rugs I will make space, but not the activity. Ugh, what a waste. It was 15:15 dawn, all the Who's still in bed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his sled, packed it up tight with their presents, the wrappings, the ribbons, the tack, and the tinsels, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip top to dump it.
Pooh-hoo to the Who's.
He was grinchiously humming.
They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up, I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two, and the Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise, I must say, that I simply must hear.
So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started low, and then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. But he started down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eye, then he shook. What he saw was a shock and surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came somehow or other. It came just the same.
Thank you, dear God, for the gifts from above. You sent down your Son, full of goodness and love. And through him you've shown us a better way of living, a way to eventually join you in heaven.
And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without boxes, packages, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was and the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe this season doesn't come from the store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
Then, well, in Whoville, they seated the Grinch. Small heart grew three slices that day. He bowed his head and offered a prayer, and the Grinch found his salvation right then, right there. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so well, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. He had brought back the toys and the food for the feast. In himself, the Grinch carved the roast beef.
So if anyone here wants what I found, grab Pastor Judith and come right on down.